Hello, everyone. Okay, we are in week two. It is day one of week two in the Faster Way to Fat Loss in your new client 6-week program. And I'm fired up. I am so excited to have you here. I'm just so proud of each and every one of you. And I love hearing from you guys. I love hearing your wins. And so I want you guys to use the comment section below this video. And I want you to tell me your wins, your non-scale victory wins, because remember, those scales, they went away. They went bye-bye. They're put away somewhere where you can't get to them. They're not serving you right now. So what are some of your non-scale victory wins? Is it that you have more energy? Is it that you're sleeping better? Is your skin clearing up? Tell me what it is. Are you craving less sugar, more energized? Whatever that might be for you. Did you put a pair of pants on and maybe they're fitting a little bit more comfortably? Whatever that might be for you, and we all might have different non-scale victories, I want to hear. So post it in the comments. Let's get this week two off to an amazing start. All right, so we have been talking about intermittent fasting over the last few weeks, and you guys are doing amazing. That is one of the pillars of this program. So you've eliminated processed foods, you're focusing on whole food nutrition, and you're eliminating gluten and dairy as much as possible. So I want to make sure that we continue on with that throughout the 6 weeks and really beyond as much as possible, because that will help to reduce inflammation and all kinds of icky stuff going on in our bodies. So last week you learned to intermittent fast, eat whole foods, and start practicing logging your food. I just want to address a few things. I don't want you fasting over 16 hours. That can cause a lot of stress on the body. If for some reason you are having difficulty getting all of your macros in during your feeding time, open up that feeding window. I would rather you hit your macro goal than get the perfect number fasting. So if that doesn't make sense or you have any additional questions about that, please let me know. But for example, if I've recommended a 12-12 fast for you and you're like, if I've recommended a 14-10 fast for you and you're like, Amy, I just can't get the food in that amount of time, let me know and you can open that feeding window up to 12-12 if need be. So, obviously there is some flexibility. And focusing on whole foods and less processed foods. I said at the beginning of this, my goal was to focus on 80% whole foods. I hope you guys have a similar goal to that. Let's just keep riding this train with whole food nutrition because you are going to feel absolutely amazing. So this week you will learn about the Faster Way to Fat Loss food cycle. And I'm going to share with you why it is so highly effective and when it is strategically paired with our Faster Way to Fat Loss workouts. So let's dive into the carb cycling process. Carb cycling is an intentional variation of low carb and higher carb days. The purpose of high carb days is to refill glycogen stores, provide easy to access energy for muscles, and support hormone function, particularly thyroid. High carb days that increase your thyroid output and help you control hunger. So carb cycling can also help improve insulin levels, helping your body to store less fat. And that's the goal here, right? Is to have fat loss. So through the first few weeks of the program, the food cycle will look like this. Monday and Tuesday of each week are low carb days. Wednesday to Sunday are regular macro days. And a heads up, we will be adding in an additional strategy called low macro days in the coming weeks. And I will also be challenging you to a 24-hour fast, which I'll share more about with you soon. So don't worry about that. And there will be some of you that may not apply to, but again, we'll get to that soon. So don't worry about it just yet. Every day will amount to about the same amount of overall energy, which is calories, but the content of those calories is different. So on regular macro days, much of the fuel you consume is carbohydrate based. On low carb days, most of the fuel you consume is fat based. So we're kind of flip-flopping it a little bit. On low carb days, our goal is to consume less than 50 grams net carbs. Total carbs minus fiber equals net carbs. Mondays and Tuesdays every week, pregnant nursing guys, if you have hypothyroidism or any other special circumstances, I may have recommended 100 net grams of carbs for you. So again, whether you're 50 or 100 for your net carbs, don't worry about what everybody else in the group is doing. If you see their macros posted, just worry about what I have recommended for you and do your best to be at that number or below. On low carb days, it's totally normal after those 2 days to have low energy, feel a little bit lethargic and depleted. You might be a little hangry, a little headachy, you might have some detox symptoms because we're detoxing from becoming a sugar burner to a fat burner. You've depleted all of the glycogen stores, so it's normal to feel this way. You may be hungrier after 2 days of low carb. Your body will make the transition and adjust to this, and you will not always feel this way. All right, let's talk about a little bit about what a low carb day should look like. So again, it's under 50 net grams of carbs, unless I've suggested 100. You want to hit your protein macro minimum, same as a regular macro day. Be sure to fill in those extra calories with healthy fats, and you can typically double your fat gram intake on low carb days. So again, it's going to be high fat, moderate protein, low carb. And so anyway, that is kind of where we're at for low carb days. So some tips for success on low carb days. Please plan your macros, pre-plan your macros, excuse me, ahead of time. Enter it in the night before or early in the morning to make adjustments. I know I've said this before. This is what was the game changer for me. And I promise you, it's going to be what sets you up for success. Pre-planning the night before, or like I said, even early in that morning, then you don't have to worry about in the day, oh my gosh, how am I going to have less carbs, have more fat, hit my protein goal? You've already pre-planned it, so you're setting yourself up for success. Drink tons of water, especially while detoxing in the first few weeks. Again, half your body weight in ounces of water at least, adding in more when you're doing your workouts. This will help with bloating and digestion. When you wake up feeling hungry, it may just be that you're thirsty. It's the same signal. You're dehydrated. So herbal teas, black coffee, cold pressed juices, those things are fine. Again, not having anything over 50 calories, no fiber, to not break your fast, of course. Some go-to snacks on hand are mini meals. So you can do nuts, raw veggies, cooked veggies, beef jerky, hard-boiled eggs, those tuna packets, something high fat, protein, dense protein, low carb. And then plan a variety of proteins for the week, high fat protein versus lean protein for those low carb days. So you don't get bored or burnt out. Add fish, chicken, pork, beef. It's okay for them to be high in fat. But definitely try to add a lot of variety in. It keeps things from getting boring. But one of my top tips is to not overcomplicate things. So for example, on low carb days, on Mondays and Tuesdays, I'll very often have pretty much the same thing. I'll use the copy feature in the app so that I can copy what I had on Monday, have it again on Tuesday. Because it is those 2 days, I really just kind of try to keep things super simple. For example, yesterday I made some chicken salad. So that's what I'm going to have for lunch today and tomorrow because it is a high fat, low carb meal. I'm going to hit my protein macro and it's going to keep me full. So just a little tip there if you want to kind of keep things simple. I highly recommend that. And some other favorite low carb meals are Cobb salads, breakfast foods, eggs, of course, breakfast meats, bunless burgers, steaks, taco salads, spaghetti squash and meatballs, meat and veggie, chicken salad. We like to do taco bowls, but you could do like I had suggested a bunless burger. You could do a burger bowl or a deconstructed burger sandwich. I know like people are loving doing that, but do it in a bowl with lettuce and your favorite toppings, but just eliminate the bun. So the purpose here is to deplete our glycogen stores, which is our carbohydrate stores in the muscles and the liver, so we can effectively burn fat with triglycerides, which are stored in body fat, and use them for fuel. So we're going to transition our bodies from being a sugar burner, raise your hand if you were a sugar burner, 100% I was, by consistently burning off glycogen, to now becoming a fat burner by implementing intermittent fasting paired with a low carb macro day in addition to our high intensity interval workouts. When we do HIIT, Tabata, sprints, etc., it gets the heart rate up. And so when we do this muscle building, fat burning cardio, we're depleting our glycogen stores so we can effectively burn fat for fuel. When we deplete glycogen, we then have the opportunity to use fat for fuel. So most people are used to eating 6 small meals a day, which just does not give your body the chance to dip into your fat stores. Therefore, you've probably had issues burning fat in the past. That changes through the faster way to fat loss. Pair our low carb days strategically with HIIT, Tabata, sprint workouts, and you're going to feel that fat literally melting off of your body. Give me a thumbs up if you are excited about that. I know I am. So we cannot do low carb all the time. We want to also consume carbs at the right times for the right reasons so that our hormones and metabolism can function optimally. Significantly restricting carbohydrates can mean trouble for our thyroid and for our stress regulatory hormone cortisol. We also need carbs for energy. If you come from a low carb lifestyle, you felt fantastic, high energy, no brain thought fog through the first 4 weeks or so. You know that at some point you'll have hit a wall and it's not sustainable. Enter the faster way to fat loss, where we leverage the keto carb depletion strategies, which have many, many benefits, but also balance this with higher carb days. So on regular macro days, we call our higher carb days. On these days, we'll aim to get close to our macro goals and grams of protein, fat, and carbs. We're going to add those complex carbs back in Wednesday through Sunday. We're going to have lean proteins, lots of veggies, less fat, and we're going to plan those carbs in early in your eating window. So have carbs with each and every meal. This is super important. So some great carbs and snacks. I love sweet potatoes, rice, quinoa, vegetables are a great opportunity to get some good carbs in. Berries. I love to do berries with like a nut butter. That's a great way to get some carbs in and also some fiber. So when we pair these regular macro days with strength training, Wednesdays, we do total body workouts. Thursdays, we do back day, bis, tris, so upper body. And then the second most important day of the week is to challenge yourself with heavy weights. So when the body can easily access carbohydrate stores for energy on strength training days, it has an opportunity to maintain or build lean muscle. Continuing a low carbohydrate eating pattern into your strength training days could lead to the breakdown of lean muscle tissue for energy, which is not what we want. So some dietary calories and leg day treats. In addition, we will do leg day on Saturday, that is my absolute favorite. It is the most important and my favorite day of the week because our legs are our biggest muscle group. The leg day strength training activity includes some of the more challenging movements of all the strength-based workouts, and the legs and glutes are among the largest muscle groups in the body. The opportunity to develop lean muscle, which will maximize our metabolism long-term, which is what we all want, right? So on Saturdays, we're going to enjoy our favorite treats. We believe in balance through the faster way. I would never recommend a program that doesn't involve treats because that's important. It's important to have that good, healthy balance. So we consume our favorite treats on Saturdays, which is leg day, with intention and without guilt. So please remember that there is no guilt in having a treat on leg day. Enjoy every last bit of that donut, pizza, cake, or whatever it is that you want to enjoy. You'll see faster weight clients all over social media enjoying a treat guilt-free after their workout on Saturday. There is no guilt. This is part of the method to our madness. So the best practice is to track your treat and fit it into your macronutrients for the day. But should you want to leave it untracked, you may choose to do so. Please understand that building in foods made of discretionary calories is entirely voluntary, and we encourage you to make the best decision for you. All right, so for our workouts, hopefully you're enjoying the workouts we're doing together as a community. I know I am. Continue doing the workouts, step up the intensity, challenge yourself, lift heavy in order to see results when you're able to, and challenge is required for change. So we all know that growth happens when we change, right? As you continue to go through this program, I'll teach you the science behind why we need these particular workouts to see results, why we strength train on certain days of the week, and why we incorporate HIIT training on others, and why we rest and why that is such an important part of the process. The workouts are quick and dirty, 30 minutes in and out. The only way to fail is to quit. And I know you're not going to quit because you have made a commitment to yourself and you are here and you're showing up, and I'm not going to let you quit because I care about you too much. So as far as weights, I've had some people asking me, how much weight should I lift? And obviously this is going to be different for every single person. But if you are new, if you are starting out, I would recommend 5, 8, 10 pounds and increase as you go. When you're getting to the point that those last few reps, they're too easy, you feel like you can step it up, increase your weights, and you should be at the point when you've increased your weights where the last few reps are super challenging. So consider the faster way to fat loss workouts for the next few weeks. Trust the process. We know they work. We know that you will see results. And, this is meant to be challenging. So again, work hard. I'm so proud of each and every one of you. Do the best you can. Modify where you need be. There's always going to be modifications in the workouts. You're going to see one of the trainers in the far right corner. She or he is going to be making modifications. So don't feel like you can't follow that. If you need to, please do. And stop when you need to. If you're not feeling well or something has come up, please stop. And let's see what else. So just a recap, intermittent fasting is our focus. Follow the protocol that I have recommended for you. Again, follow with whole food nutrition. Continue to eliminate dairy and gluten as well as processed foods as much as possible. Continue tracking, pre-logging your macros as much as you can in the Fast Your Way app. Remember, this is progress, not perfection. Stay off that scale, keep it hidden wherever it is, and stay engaged in our community. I want to continue to hear from you daily. We are better together. We will rise each other up together. And so today I would like for you to start posting your macros in the daily posts that I'm putting up on the Facebook group every day. Tell me how long you fasted and if you did the workout and how it went. And so again, the food cycle is flexible. If something comes up and you need to do your leg day on Friday because you're going to be traveling on Saturday, go for it. If you need to do your 2 low carb days on Sunday and Monday, because again, you've got a travel day or kids sports all day and you're not going to be able to get to those HIIT workouts, it's okay. Stay off the scale. We are building muscle. We are losing fat. It takes 4 to 6 weeks for your body to truly become a fat burner. So don't give up, give it time, see it through, trust the process. I'm here for you, and I can't wait to see you in the group.